USL-2 for all your pest control needs.
No problem. Mascot. Yep. They're scared of you.
Let's go, boys!
Come on, boys. Come on, lads, from the start, boys. From the start. Let's go.
Good evening, NC Fusion fans, and welcome to tonight's game. Tonight's game is officiated by Joe Surgan, Aaron Riley, Marcus Moss, and Mr. Bo Billings. And the captain for tonight, U12, number Reese Mullen, captain for the game. And now for the starting lineup for the Independents. Number 2, John Bowles. Number 18, Kyle Brandeo. Number 6, William Cordona. Number 10, John Paul Mabuta. Number 9, Felipe Mendonca. Number 7, Jalen Moore. Number 16, Matthew Skinner. Number 5, Robert Tomlin. Number 8, Parker Underwood. Number 21, Zamar Wood. Number 27, Haruki Yamashita. And the Independence is coached by Mr. Daniel Ridenau. And now for your NC Fusion, number 1, Ron Bassano. Number 6, Jack Budge. Number 5, Benjamin Finan. Number 13, Ethan Conley. Number 9, Nathan Duval. Number 4, Frank Lemons. Number 10, John Romero. Number 3, Alexandra Romero. Number 22, Patty McDonald. Number 7, Baba Condian. And number 16, Cindy Paris. And tonight's NC Fusion is coached by Mr. Chris Williams, Liam Davies, Josh Perriman, and Eric Winkler. And now, if you would stand and take your caps off, we will play the national anthem.
Welcome, everybody, to McPherson Stadium at Bryant Park. I'm Kyle Bond, and you are tuned in to NC Fusion U23 action here in USL League 2. Another divisional game between NC Fusion and Charlotte Independence USL League 2 side. These two teams have already played once, and that resulted in a 4-3 win for Fusion U23. Now they'll match up one more time. In fact, this is the first of 2 in a row between these two teams. And for Charlotte Independence U23, it is in the middle of an 8-day stretch in which this team will have to play 4 games. So a lot of action, a lot of minutes for this Charlotte Independence side. Team that also has to contend with call-ups to the USL League 1 squad. And that USL League 1 squad for the Carolina Independence team lost to this NC Fusion U23 side in the US Open Cup earlier this year. So some history between these two teams, and head coach Daniel Ridenauer of the Independents told me earlier they are really, really chomping at the bit to get another chance at this U23 side of NC Fusion. They would like to get some retribution. It has been some time since the two of them have had a result in the other direction. So as we get things underway, we'll get you the starting lineup first for the Independents. In goal for the Independents, Haruki Yamashita, who was not the starting goalkeeper for the Independents to start the year, but such is the way in sports. You don't have to start the season as a starter to end up as one, and here is Haruki Yamashita in goal as we are underway. Fusion get us started in the white tops with red lettering and red shorts, white socks for the Independents. Blue tops, blue shorts, white lettering, and piping down the side, and blue socks to go with it. Clean look for both sides. Starting down the left here for Fusion. That is Sidney Paris. Played for Navy for the first 2 years of his collegiate career and has transferred nearby to Wake Forest, which is quite a move up program-wise. Play for storied head coach Bobby Muse. He'll team up with current Fusion U23 teammate Baba Niang in midfield. Those two will be Wake Forest teammates. Niang, an exciting player who has burst onto the scene here for the Fusion this year. Let's finish up the Independence lineup first. Told you the goalkeeper Yamashita, who will have to deal with this Fusion corner here. Left to right across the back line, John Bowles at left back, Matt Skinner and Rob Tomlin in the middle, and Zamar Wood on the right, taken short here by Fusion. João Gamero sends it into the middle. Ball into the box, dealt with momentarily. Now a break for the visitors. Referee plays advantage. JP Mbuthia was fouled. But the Independents have a chance here. Nice through ball forward for Jalen Orr one-on-one with a defender and loses out. Excellent job by the Fusion. Transition defense. Making that stop was Ethan Conley, who is all over the field. Has quite the motor for both UNCG, as we've seen over his 3-year career as a Spartan, and for this Fusion U23 side. In midfield for the Independents, starting things off, Caio, a 22-year-old from Rio de Janeiro, in midfield alongside Willie Cardona. And the two of them are supported by Parker Underwood. Underwood there, snatching that away with a nice boot and wins the throw. Up front, in the 4-3-3, Jalen Orr on the left, Felipe Mendonca in the middle, and JP Mbuthia on the right. Mbuthia is a natural striker, and you'll likely see him shade into the middle as well. For a Fusion, home side wins the ball back here. Starting striker there, Mason Duval. Excellent hold-up play as we've seen all year long. Great finisher, too. He's got 5 goals, second on the team. So Duval starts in the middle up front. He's got Conley to his right. And it's an interesting formation at the moment for Fusion. We'll give you how they are lined up in just a second once they come out from the back and we see how the field stretches. Pat McDonald is on the left. Here he's got the ball now. Cross into the box, just over the head of Duval. Does find a teammate on the far side, though. And sent back in again. That one also targeting Duval. Both crosses over his head. So the intention is clear, just not the execution. Off a defender for a corner. Conceded that time by Wood, the right back.
They're going too short. JP, be ready to stay. Hey, JP, be ready to step short with 3. JP, go.
Sent short. Cross into the box. Again over the head of the white jerseys. That one targeting midfielder Jack Birch, who is the anchor in this Fusion midfield. And a foul on the far side. This will be a dangerous free kick opportunity for the hosts. Saw earlier on the breakaway, Pat McDonald as the left winger. He's actually playing center back tonight, but was forward on that previous attack, which is why you heard me stumbling over that starting lineup there early. Was trying to figure out who was where, but he has taken his place again at center back. That's not a good delivery. Could not beat the first man. Here's McDonald in his more natural position. Baba Niang. Excellent cross to the far side. It's bobbling around in front, but Yamashita has it. That was a wonderful ball looped into the far post and just able to get a foot on it, I believe, was Matt Skinner, the center back, or else that was serious trouble. Niang missed most of his freshman year at Wake Forest with an injury. Did come back towards the end of the season, but just was not fit to play 90 minutes. But head coach Bobby Muse called him one of the most powerful players he's ever seen at Wake, which is saying something.
Kyle, get closer to him. Closer to Felipe.
Throw in here on the near side.
Stay inside, Alex! Inside! Yo, Z. Yes, play, boys. And again, with the ball back.
Fusion just trying to get out of their own half. This throw-in will help. So, to finish the Fusion starting lineup, which we still have yet to do because players have been cropping up all over the field. I mentioned at center back, Pat McDonald. He partners with Benjamin Weimann, the towering German. On the left, Alexander Horvino. And on the right, Frank Gamiz. In midfield, we've already mentioned the names of Baba Niang, João Gomero, and Jack Birch. Those three have played well together in the middle. Birch is a midfield anchor all season long so far for this unbeaten Fusion side. Once again, you see Pat McDonald marauding forward. Looks like in possession This Fusion side is attempting to play a three at the back. And instead of McDonald anchoring that three at the back, he transitions from center back to a left wing back position. That's something that has become more popular in the professional ranks over the past, I would say, 2 to 3 years. It's still very new. The three at the back system is not. That has gotten much more popular over the last 10 years or so. But the multiple formations using that three in the back between in and out of possession has become more popular. In fact, someone who fans here would be familiar with using that recently would be U.S. national team coach Greg Berhalter, who plays a three at the back system in possession and then transitions to a four at the back out of possession. We saw that most recently a couple of weeks ago. Excellent counterattack here by Fusion. Rounding the goalkeeper is Duval. And the angle gets too tight. Ball just got away from him. That is good goalkeeping from Yamashita. And it's out for a goal kick. Excellent job by Duval to round the goalkeeper, but the touch that was required to get around Yamashita just took the ball too close to the end line, and he had no more options. Very nearly the opening goal for Fusion, number 6 on the season for Duval. Anyways, to finish that point, Greg Berhalter playing a three at the back in possession. With Serginho Dest injured this summer, towards the end of the year at Barcelona, Reggie Cannon was playing right back for the U.S. national team. This is going somewhere, I promise. Cannon plays his club ball for Boa Vista in Portugal, and he was actually playing center back for his club, which was handy because Greg Berhalter said, okay, I'll have you play right back while we have the ball, and center back when we don't, or maybe the other way around. Foul here to the visitors. So as you can see, to bring that full circle, as I promised you I would, the Fusion, as you see, transition now back to that traditional 4 defensive line.
Shoulders, Alex!
Ball into the box. Nobody there at the far post. Out for a goal kick.
Sydney, once it's in here, again, make sure that you're in a position where
that was John Bowles, the left back for the Independents, with that delivery. Bowles naturally a right back, but the roster today has necessitated some changes for this Independent side. A number of call-ups to the League One team has shaken up the roster a little bit. Just another wrinkle for Daniel Ridenauer to deal with. First-year head coach of the Independents. He is also the head coach at Winthrop. Asked to take over this job here in the summer, doing double duty. Here's McDonald on that left side. Back to Jorveño. And now along Gamiz across the back line. Vyman. Cycled all the way around momentarily. And then back to the left. Look at Niang, just silky smooth around defenders. Opportunity for the Fusion. Niang has it. Handball shout for the home side. Nothing given by the referee. Did look like the ball popped up and may have caught an Independence defender in the arm, but either way, it was certainly in a natural position, and I think the right call by the official. Charging through the middle here on a counterattack is Zamar Wood. Wood still has 2 or 3 defenders to deal with. Gets it off to help on the right. Mendonca, the striker who is positioned out wide. Great 1-2. Gamiz smartly wins the foul there with a good turn.
Alex, if we're progressing the ball on that side, you can't be in a high and advanced position. You must be inside. Okay, you must be inside. Always a 3+1. Always. Oh, Jalen, stay in. Kill. No turn. No turn. No Frank. Excellent. Okay, next one. It's okay. Go to him and open.
Jorge, tucked in.
Yes. Win, jab.
Thanks for joining us
JP.
here in Greensboro, North Carolina. 14 minutes gone by at Bryant Park. Niang weaving past defenders. Excellent square ball after finding some space. Just seems so natural for Baba Niang in the middle. A real spearhead of an attack. McDonald just behind Duval, who wanted it in front of him instead, as you could see with the point there. Mentioned earlier that the Fusion are undefeated, 7-0-1 on the year, against the Independents, who are 4-3-1. Miscontrol there from Mendonca.
Mason.
Duval battling hard with defenders, wins out over Rob Tomlin, finds Niang on the left side. There's the power from Niang, clips it to the far post, still alive, shot into the back of the net. Gamero with the goal. Yet again, the leading scorer for the Fusion opens the scoring. And it was all created by Baba Niang. Sidney Paris will pick up the assist, who received the square ball from Niang at the far post. Just had to leave it. Gamero did the rest. 9 goals on the year now for Gamero. Calm, cool, and collected, finishing to the far post. Not much that Yamashita could do about that. Too much movement in the box. And that was all thanks to Niang, who delivered the ball across the face of goal. That is a goalkeeper's nightmare. And he could not recover from first the square ball and then back into the middle for Gamero. 1-0. NC Fusion U23 looking for win number 8 on the year out of 9 games. Excellent start to the year. Fusion ranked number 1 in the preseason polls by USL-2. Chance right here. Independence looking to fight right back. Recycled to Wood. Wood's going to send in a deep ball. Curler headed right for the head of Mendonca. Could not get on it. So after going ahead, the Fusion back line has lots to do here. Cleared away by Birch. Jack Birch, excellent anchor for the UNCG midfield in their spectacular season last year. Aston Villa youth product from Birmingham. Train goes by here at Bryant Park. Tomlin wearing the captain's armband, pointing out directions, had nothing where he wanted it. Donia sends it forward, miscontrolled by Mendonca. There's Cordonia again in midfield. Played for head coach Ridenauer at Winthrop, transferred to UNC Charlotte. Here on the right back Wood. Wood working on Orvania. Has nothing doing. Independence cannot find a ball into the middle. Excellent hold-up play, and the shot is saved. Juan Basabe in goal. First time we've called his name today for the Fusion. Had that covered. Nice settle with his back to goal by Mendonca, and Kayo sent that on net. He was searching for the top left corner. Just could not place it out of the reach of Basabe. McDonald goes to ground and wins a foul. Ref wants that retaken as the ball was moving. Orvania will try it again. Sneak a couple more yards out of that. Sends it forward for Niang. Miscontrolled. I think he wanted the back heel to Gamero there. Just could not get the right contact. Closing in on 20 minutes into this first half. Kyle Bond here with you in Greensboro, North Carolina. NC Fusion U23 leading Charlotte Independence 1-0 here in USL-2 action. As the train continues to slide by over there on the far right side of your screen. Throw in on the far side for the Independents. Tough place to have a throw in deep in your own half, and Fusion will win that back. Vyman across to Gamiz, his center back partner.
Now we come. Felipe. Kyle.
Orvania.
Goal speed. Come on, quicker.
Conley played through, wins a corner. Good tackle to stop that cross, but Fusion will have a corner. First one on the far side for the Fusion. They've had a couple here on the near side. It'll be Alexander Orvania to cross the field and take this corner. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger. Good delivery, but just cannot get past the near post. Going to send Orvania through again, maybe too far. Can he get there? No. Just out of reach. Conley looking for that ball down the right-hand side. Now Orvania will retake his left back position. Niang acquiesces. Header by Niang to recollect. McDonald. Great play to get around his defender along the end line. What's he got? Wins a corner. What a move. Down that left end line by Pat McDonald. Plays for Indiana. From local here in Greensboro. Gamero will now take this corner from the near side. Orvania took from the far side. They played a short corner from this side last time. They're going to do it again. Niang. Orvania now. They want Orvania on the left foot. Nope, he cuts it back to his right. Has space. Gamero, left foot. Ball across. Heavy touch. Stays, though, here with Gamiz. And now he loses out. Boy, that was well worked by the Fusion. Don't think that's how they drew it up, but Niang found Gamero with the through ball, and he had an excellent cut laterally across the face of goal. A heavy touch by Gamiz is what eventually ended the chance.
There you go. There it is.
A lot of goalmouth action for Haruki Yamashita between the pipes. He's seen one cross the line from João Gamero, his 9th goal of the year, which has given the Fusion a 1-0 lead.
Keep him there. Go on, Mace, go. Get ready, get ready. Yes, well done. Second contact, top.
Yamashita sends it long, and
Excellent.
just offside is flagged here on Independence.
Give this side to it, Ben. Mason,
In the
stay
middle,
up.
in the middle, in the middle. Bro, it's over there, bro. It's risky. Let them run first.
It's Kaio playing that attacking midfielder role, occasionally overlapping with the striker Mendonca, who was flagged for the offside. Fusion, a bit of a mishandle there, off target by Vyman.
Yeah, right.
Down one more.
Ben, take your time.
Go back feet.
You have him, man.
Keep playing. Go.
Nothing doing there down the right for Mendonca, who just cannot get it going up front. For Charlotte, tough first 25 minutes for the 26-year-old from Brazil. Cut out that time by Tomlin.
Hey.
And a foul called. Well won by Jalen Orr. 18-year-old Gardner Webb commit, playing out there on the left flank for the Independents.
Early, Rob, early. Good. That way, Mace. Get long. There you go. Hold, Mason, hold. Set and spin. He'll foul you. Go, grab your in. Watch out for the touch. Watch out.
Just out of reach of Gamero. That one's covered by Matt Skinner. Now Gamero is down after making that run. He needs some treatment. Wonder if he caught a trailing arm. Would have been most certainly unintentional by Skinner. Was just trying to cover that ball. So with the treatment for Gamero, we'll take this for water break. It was 91 at its peak today here in Greensboro, North Carolina. So certainly a need for a water break. Currently it's 85, and you can feel it. It's a thick 85 hanging in the air here in Greensboro, which happens here in North Carolina through the summer. It has been brutally hot the last 2 weeks. Just had a bit of a respite, I would say the last 3 days or so, where it's dropped down into the 80s, but back up into the 90s today and over the next few days. Forecast for tomorrow, 96. Before dropping down to 88 and 87 Thursday and Friday. So these water breaks will be continual through the summer here in USL League 2. And it is a good thing that these have been instituted into the professional game from the top ranks all the way down. Helps keep players fresh, especially considering how many fixtures professional players play nowadays. I mean, we even at this level, talking with Daniel Radnauer before the game, he was sure to mention the fact that they have 4 games in the next 8 days, which is rough on anybody. But even at the top level, They just continue to add competitions and add games and add games. The World Cup in 2026 coming here to the United States will be a 48-team tournament instead of a 32-team tournament, which just continues the trend on and on and on. They have plans to expand the Champions League out in Europe, changing the format of that competition in the next couple of years. More games, more minutes on these players. They've increased the substitutes at the top level in Europe, added the water breaks. Players barely have a summer vacation. Look at a guy like Christian Pulisic, who plays across 4 competitions with his club team Chelsea, in the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the EFL Cup. The year after they won the Champions League, that brought them into the UEFA Super League, or not the Super League, that's, we don't speak that word. The Super Cup is what I meant to say. Then you go play for your national team for a month and a half. And then, oh, here you go, 2 weeks of a break. Go on vacation. And then make sure you're back for preseason. We'll fly you all over the United States. Chelsea coming to Charlotte, North Carolina in July. Ball into the box. Excellent delivery here for the independent striker Mendonca. Again, he just cannot get it going. It's a tall presence there at 6'2" in the box, just over his head. These Premier League teams have like a month of preseason. Official call a foul here. Gamero blocked off. Hard collision there in midfield. That may have been Birch who took the brunt of that. Gamero actually playing out wide here on the left at the moment, with Pat McDonald having moved into the attacking midfield role. Here is McDonald now in the middle of the pitch. Gamero, they play a 1-2, well, attempted 1-2. Ball to McDonald was a little behind him. Gamero has now moved centrally. And McDonald flows up front, a very free-flowing formation here for Chris Williams.
Well done, Willie!
Independent's looking to counter down the left. Left back John Bowles has overlapped up front. Bowles yanked back by Vyman, and that is an immediate yellow card, and a deserved one. Vyman absorbs the caution here to stop that counterattack after he was beaten by John Bowles. Vyman well targeted by Bowles, who clearly has some pace to him. As Peter Crouch famously said, he likes, as a striker, when he plays against teams that have a 1 Rhino and 1 Gazelle at the center back position. Vyman is clearly of the Rhino variety and beaten by the pace of Bowles. Delivery to the far post, headed on net, and the flag is up. I think Gamiz had that covered anyways. Looked like he got his head to it before the blue shirt. The flag goes up and gives the Fusion the ball back anyway. Looked like there may have been a bit of a shoulder used there by Mendonca to collect that. Fusion win it back anyway. Here's Niang. Don't give him space. Although I'm not quite sure what that was meant to do. Oh, I guess it was deflected. Looks like it's a Fusion throw.
Listen, you have time to give it. I told you. Hey!
Don't pressure higher than the first pressing line, right?
Ethan!
Give him, Frank, give him!
Ball forward for Duval. Flag will go up. He was well offside.
Just keep it if you can.
Second contact, Alex, exchange, long. Second contact, Baba. There you go.
Camise heads that forward. Well settled by Gamero to get his head to that. Good bit of ingenuity. Ooh. Struggling there. Look out. Yamashito nearly loses that one. Risky move by the goalkeeper for the Independents, and had his bacon saved by his back line.
Well done.
Matt Skinner and Rob Tomlin, the center back partner, combining to save Yamashita there, who tried to do a little bit of a dance, dangerous dance, and lost the ball. Venio. Nowhere to go. Sends it forward for McDonald. And Orveño commits the foul. One by Mbuthia. And another foul called in pretty much the same spot. Gamero whistled for this one. He's not nearly as happy about that. Taken deep. Mendonca is able to win that one. Has not won too many of those battles up front, but does come out on top there. And that's will be out for a Fusion throw. Kyle wanted a foul there, still chatting with the official. Handball. The official originally had that as a throw, but corrected by his linesman. Big boot by Orveño. Free kick to the home side here. Again, referee wants that retaken. Ball never stopped. There we go.
Just stay, Felipe, just stay. Base from this side, just stay.
Niang, little flick to Duval, but I think Niang was offside on the initial delivery by Orveño. A lot of action for the French left back here for the Fusion. Played for D2 powerhouse Lynn University. Led their conference in assists in his junior year in 2020. And was second team all-conference the next year in 2021. Of course, both those seasons were COVID altered. Kyle gets his head to that. Or Kyle back to Cardona. Cross to Bowles. Fusion have defended incredibly well in this game. Goalkeeper Juan Basabe has had almost nothing to do. Underwood has to recycle yet again. Cardona back to the right back in Wood. And then Underwood into the middle. Ball over the top. Here's a chance. Cardona with a shot into the side netting. Basabe had that covered, but there still may have been a tiny window there at the near post. Cardona looking for a little bit of redemption. He had drawn a second yellow card the last time these two teams played. Sent off around the 75th minute or so. Harris cutting inside, through ball, Duval over the top of Yamashita. Another chance. And a corner here from a very tight angle earned by the Fusion down the right side. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. It's been all Fusion here through the first 40.5 minutes.
Kyle.
Very little goalmouth action for the visiting Charlotte Independents. Another corner from the far side. Interesting, it's not Orvenio this time. It'll be a right-footed outswinger. Actually, a driven ball over the head of Yamashita, but headed away by a pair of Independence defenders, and then Orvenio takes a wild crack at it and sends it into row Z. Ball bobbling around here in midfield. It was nicely done by McDonald. Threw his boot up at it and could have been called for a high foot right to the face of an opponent, but instead got contact on the ball and then got his foot back down on the ground before it really ever became a danger. That's good body control.
He's going to play short.
Under. Left foot. Park is on. I know.
Kyle and Mbuthia trying to combine there on the right side. Couldn't make it happen. Niang snatches it away. Duval given away. Back to the blue shirts. Kyle. He is fouled here. Tough call. Didn't look like there was much intent behind that. Looks like Kyle just caught Vyman, I think, with his follow-through. Got the whistle, though. Deep delivery to the far post. Good header by, I think that was Gamise. Did not concede a corner and still cleared the danger. Orveño, switch of play, looking for Paris on the far side. Paris beats Bowles to the ball. Back heel looking for Conley, but Bowles is able to recover to that. Birch, back to Paris. Sidney Paris, the Wake Forest transfer, gets away from him.
Okay, organize! It's okay! JP, now, organize! Rob! Look at the clock, 2! Come away, nice! On the 5!
Vyman, a bit of a dangerous ball across for Gamiz. Another dangerous one that's just about 2 inches out of the reach of Mbuthia. McDonald battling with Wood, gets the cross off. It's too hot to handle, but that nearly worked. Goal number 2. I don't know how McDonald managed to get a cross off on that, shook the defender, and then sent in a rifled cross.
If you get isolated, just stay. Don't go.
Birch just could not get his head to it.
Yeah. Hey. If he steps, Parker will slide and help cover with you. Don't step yourself. Parker, stay in. ZN.
Fusion again testing the Charlotte goal mouth. What can the Independents produce here? Down goes Orr, able to get back up, battling Conley. And that is a foul called on the Independent striker Mendonca.
Marvy, we're behind you.
Vyman wins that. Birch. Looking for Duval. Duval wins this one. Here's McDonald. In a familiar position for McDonald, and he wins another corner.
Hey, this one! Hey!
See if they take another short one. Pat McDonald has been feasting down there in the bottom corner of the penalty area.
Kyle! Step out to the 3.
Looks like they're going to take this corner long. Niang backs off. Camaro delivers. Looped, excellent delivery. Vyman, I think, comes flying in. And that was Gamiz, actually.
Come with the rest, Alex, get in!
Looks like they called a foul on Gamiz on that, going up over the back of a defender. And that's halftime. 1-0. NC Fusion U23 side with the lead on the 9th goal of the year by João Gamero early in this first half. Bama Niang with some excellent creative play, delivered a ball across the face of goal to Sidney Paris, who teed it up for Gamero for the only goal of the half. A deserved lead, though, for the Fusion here at home, looking for win number 8 on the year, dominating the first 45 minutes. I'm Kyle Bond here at Bryant Park. We'll come back in about 15 minutes for the second half of action. You're watching USL League 2 action.
All right, Fusion fans, final call for the 50-50 raffle. You still have time to get your ticket. NC Fusion would like to thank Chris Barnhart, our Director of Marketing, who is actually on vacation this week. We want to give a big shout out to him in Florida.
They're turning on right now. So, yeah. I made a mistake. I'm so sorry.
All right, Fusion fans, it's time to read that winning ticket.
Second half action about to get underway. NC Fusion U23 leads Charlotte Independence 1-0. Goal by João Gamero, his 9th goal of the year. Sidney Paris with the assist. It's the only goal of the first half, but it was certainly a deserved lead for the home side. The Fusion dominated that first half. Almost nothing to do for Fusion goalkeeper Juan Basabe, Spaniard who plays for Lenore Rhine. Hasn't had much to do in there in goal. But that's the way that Fusion head coach Chris Williams wants it. For the Independents, they really tried hard to break down a very organized Fusion defense. When that didn't work, they resorted to balls over the top, and it just was not happening for Felipe Mendonca, striker for the Independents. We'll see what halftime changes Daniel Ridenour has brought. Certainly they need him, because what the Independents were doing in the first half, while the idea was there, the execution was not. And honestly, it was less to do with the fact that the Independents were not executing, but more to do with the fact that the Fusion were just incredibly structured, organized, and stout defensively. Every ball into the box was headed away. Fusion conceded precious few corners. And on the other end, the Fusion pummeled Independence goalkeeper Haruki Yamashita and his net. Yamashita did pretty well in the first half. Didn't make any spectacular saves, but was able to command his area. Had the one nervy moment at the top of the box where he almost got caught in possession. And then the one goal that Gamero placed perfectly, there was really no stopping that. All in all, an excellent 45 minutes from the Fusion, and we'll see what changes the Independents can work. Underway. Notice one change right off the bat for the Independents, and that's Cleveland Sellers into the game here at the left back position. You'll see wearing number 15 on the near side as the Independents move right to left, settling the ball here.
All right.
Another change, Mateus Pereira is into the game as well. He is at center back.
It's okay. Cleveland, it'll be on.
Daniel Ridenour will want to make some changes tactically, but also make some changes physically to keep his players rested through this gauntlet. Looks like Pereira has come into midfield. He's alongside Willie Cardona. So that looks like Parker Underwood has made way. Look out. Eventually, Yamashita has that. So Pereira replaces Underwood. And I would assume that Sellers has replaced John Bowles at left back, unless Bowles has moved elsewhere and we just haven't noticed him yet. Otherwise, it is a like-for-like change. Keep an eye out for any other movements. Doesn't look like any changes that we have spotted just yet for Fusion. Niang comes back to grab that. Nice 1-2, so much pace. Chance, Paris can't get past the goalkeeper. Excellent save, Yamashita, who came out to stop that shot. Bit of a heavy touch from Sydney Paris, but well worked by the Fusion, and nearly the second goal right off the bat.
Body shape. Yes, Benny.
Well defended by Gamiz, who has been excellent at his left center back spot.
In the back.
Wild cross, well covered. Basabe there to snatch that. Actually thought that cross had too much pace on it, but it ended up floating down right into the path of Jalen Orr, who was ready to snatch that if it reached him. But Basabe had it first. Handball to the Fusion.
If it's 2v2, I like that, especially with the right centre back.
Duval, great header. McDonald, back to Duval. He couldn't collect it. Just out of reach on the 1-2. Gamero gets it back, though. Top of the box, looking for space. Nothing there. Well defended. Gamero had no room. Good move. Conley now. Taken away at the last second. Duval wide. And it's a goal kick. Duval wanted a corner out of that. Referee points for Yamashita instead. Good sustained attack by the Fusion, but well defended. Willie Cardona in there, pressuring Gamero and Conley, giving them no room to get a shot off. Right side now for the Independents. Right-footed cross is rejected and out for a throw. Wood, the one to hit that with his right foot. Long throw. Well played, turn and shoot into the side netting. Creating something out of nothing there. Mendonca looking for his effort. Gamero to Niang. Niang's acceleration is so fantastic. He goes from 0 to 60 like a Porsche. Look at this. Right around a defender. That's got to be a yellow card, and it is. Studs into the side of the foot of Niang, who has rolled once more and onto his side. Hope that he's okay.
Are you sure?
Left the referee no option but to show Mateus Pereira the other yellow card.
He knows exactly what he's
Pereira's
done.
only been on the field for under 7 minutes. Hope Niang is okay. He is clearly in some pain. That was a nasty tackle.
Exactly what he's done.
Don't think there was any intent to injure there. Pereira just needed to take Niang down because he threw the afterburners on and got right around him. And instead of conceding the counterattack chance, took Niang down, but he used his studs in the process. And that is always going to be painful. Niang now sitting up. That's a good sign. Still working on Niang's left leg. And he is to his feet. Again, a good sign. Hope that the Wake Forest midfielder is okay. He is a delight to watch, both here for the Fusion and for the Demon Deacons. Just about a half hour down the road. Bobby Muse will be hoping his star midfielder can return to action this coming year. That Wake Forest midfield has already taken a few injury lumps, and the season hasn't started yet, but Niang was out for most of last year with an injury, and they could really use his presence. Don't think anyone's come in for Niang just yet, but Niang has gone to the bench, so we'll see what the Fusion do without him. Effort by Vyman, parried away. The rebound is into the back of the net. Flag stays down, and it is 2-0 right off the restart. The Fusion double the lead. I believe that's Gamiz with the goal. It is. Frank Gamiz up for the free kick, ends up on the rebounded effort by his center back partner Vyman. Vyman ripped an effort that Yamashita had to dive to his right to get to. All he could do is parry it into the path of Gamiz, and that was all she wrote for that set piece opportunity. 2-0, Fusion in front. Thought at halftime that the Fusion really probably should have had more than just the one goal for all the domination. They nearly went 2-0 in front right off the jump about 2 minutes into the half. Here, able to capitalize. Gamiz's headers are so accurate. He did that in the first half in an aerial duel where you were sure he would concede a corner.
Hey, come on, let's go!
Instead, headed it out into no man's land in play to keep the ball from going out for a set piece. And then here, somehow, was able to get his head to it and keep it away from blue shirts. Great tackles here by Birch, and Gamero stays with Independence, but they had to back off. Right-footed rip is deflected out for a corner.
Let's get one!
Boothia with a bit of a frustration shot there from a good deal outside the top of the box.
Jalen, you come. 6. Just stay there, mate. Good. Joe, there you go. You're good.
Corner,
Up.
headed away.
Shoulders.
Right-footed curler. Basabe is there.
Track, G. Go. Track, G.
That was Zamar Wood putting his right foot to it.
Gamble. Well done, Jalen.
Well-controlled header. Jalen Orr with that. There is a replacement onto the field now for Babadi Yang. Jaime Davis. Jamie Davis is onto the field, the Cheshire, England product.
Jalen higher.
Davis has pushed up into more of an attacking midfield role.
Sydney angle movement behind.
Overlapping with Conley. Conley to Gamero. Gamero 1-on-2. He has Duval in the middle. Instead, loses out to Wood. I think there was just a bit of indecision there from Gamero whether he wanted to try and take on a player 1v1 or go down the left where he had Orveño making that overlapping run. In the end, it stays with the Fusion. Duval, whose hold-up play is excellent, wins the foul. Mason Duval, second on the team with 5 goals this year, but he's almost just as good with his back to goal as he is facing the net. Seven caps for the Cayman Islands. Just 20 years old. Right-footed curler into the box, and Vyman sends it well over the crossbar. Vyman and a teammate, I think it was Davis, both challenging for that header. One probably put the other off.
Any chance, man? Excellent. Step, go ahead, Jace, go ahead.
Good move by Vyman to get around the pressure. Fusion go up the right side. Davis right into his own teammate in Paris, and it's a giveaway. Right-footed hammer from Vyman. Clears the danger.
Right shoulder patch. J6.
Boothia combining with Mendonca on the far side. And that rolls out of play.
Well, hey, Cleveland, well done defended. Cleveland, it'll come, Cleveland.
Past the hour mark here in Greensboro, North Carolina. NC Fusion 2, Charlotte Independence 0. Goals by João Gamero in the first half and Frank Gamiz in the second. Chance for the Independents, lot of space. Ball into the box. Cleared away. Wonderful last-ditch defending by the Fusion. Ethan Conley in particular coming over from his right back spot to cut off the chance on the far side. And Boothia had acres of space after getting past the defenders on the left side. Alexander Orveño is in that area. And we'll have a few changes for the Independents. Logan Gilly is going to come into the match. And Luke Huska, sorry, I'm going to butcher this. Husakiewski. Coming off Kayo and I believe Mbuthia. So Husakiewski and Gilly are into the game now. Gilly likely to take the right wing spot vacated by Mbuthia. And we'll see her where Husakiewski enters. Long throw. Headed into the area. Dangerous opportunity. Some space. Settled instead of shot. A lot of dancing by the substitute Cleveland Sellers. There's Husakiewski. Truly hope I am not ruining that. Here's Luke. We'll call him Luke as every opportunity we can. Husakiewski. There he is for his midfield partner Pereira, who is on a yellow card after taking down Baba Niang. Another dangerous tackle by Pereira, and that results in a foul. He's got to be careful. Referee says, hey, don't forget, you're on a yellow. Went to ground there. Took down, I believe, Gamero on the far side. Niang and Gamero are exciting to watch in that midfield partnership. They play a pivot, but it's not your usual number 6-8 box-to-box pivot. It's more of a Kevin De Bruyne 8-10 hybrid pivot. They are exciting, but they also draw a lot of fouls, sometimes of the painful variety. We saw that with Niang, who was just too fast for Pereira, got taken down and had to come out.
Open up your body, Ethan, so you can
There's
see
Logan Gilly on the far side, wearing the 13 shirt, and there his teammate who came on with him, and Husakiewski, wearing 14. It looks like he's taken up a defensive midfield role.
Cindy, stay inside. Check the middle. There you go. Hey! Go. Yeah! Come on, Rob. He's in. Finish. Get him.
Boy, you look down for 2 seconds, and suddenly the Fusion go 3 up. But there's a chat about this one. The officials want to talk this over. McDonald had the goal, and they're going to call it offside. After talking it over, out of nowhere on the left flank, McDonald cropped up and snatched it away.
Unfortunately, it's not a goal.
There was cause for excitement here at Bryant Park, but it was not to be. Score stays 2-0.
Go on, Ethan. Go on. Away, 5 feet. Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay. 5 more minutes, Jay. Come on. Balance, Jay. Jay, higher. Look at that space there. Drive.
Come on, Jalen, track it.
Gamero here on the right side, who's got even more freedom to roam now that Niang is out of the game.
Come on, Buzz. Get the ball.
Skip. Come on, Felipe. Let it go, then.
Get inside, Buzz. Well done. Jason. He's in. Just slide him in.
Again, McDonald. Just a little short for Duval.
Get connected between the lines. Connected through the lines. Connected through the lines. Runners bench today. Yeah, there you go.
Cleveland, can you get on it?
Excellent. Well done. Yes, Jamie. Stay there. Stay there. Protect the middle. Protect the middle. Protect the middle.
Keep talking, Mateus.
Good.
What can the Charlotte Independents produce to try and get back level in this game? Not much time to do it. 25 minutes, but it sounds like a lot. The way that the Fusion have controlled this game sure doesn't feel like much.
Cleveland go in. This way. Protect the middle. Protect the middle. Go, Max. Go, Sam. Down.
Okay, organize, guys. Come on.
A lot more possession for the Independents over the last 10, 15 minutes, and understandably so, as they now find themselves down 2-0. The substitutes, though, have done well to control the midfield, win that area of the pitch back.
Pull Mateus in.
Ball into the box. Defended well yet again, Conley there. Conley wins this 1v1 battle as well. Still stuck in his own corner. Got to get out. He sends the ball as far as Husakiewski. Fusion now win it back. Davis, great ball forward. Here's McDonald. 2v2 with two more defenders back. Wonderful ball by McDonald over the top to Gamero. That allows the Independence defense to get back. But it was already about to be 2-on-4 as those two defenders recovered. So an excellent break by the Fusion. Here's McDonald. Pat McDonald has been a lightning rod in this game down that left side. McDonald, not only a talented soccer player coming through the academy here, but also played tennis in his youth and was ranked in the state.
Great movement, well done.
So has that excellent stop-start ability. Overlap, Orveño just out of his reach. Bit wide from Jack Birch there. Coming close to the 70-minute mark. Fusion still holding this 2-0 lead. Certainly doesn't feel like this game is done scoring goals. Fusion may want one more to kill it off, or the Independents still trying to find a way back into the game. Offside flag is up on the far side. Substitute Logan Gilly is victimized by the assistance flag. We'll have another substitution here.
Let's go, Christian.
Independence coming in with a switch. Jalen Orr takes a seat.
Coming in for number 7, Jalen Orr.
William Thomas is the replacement. Duval straying out wide for this chance. And he has his pocket pick momentarily, but keeps it with a throw. Zamar Wood with a lot of work to do over there against Duval. It'll be McDonald with the throw. Hard throw to the feet of Gamero, who is challenged 1-on-2, able to get out of it, and then wins another throw as his pass is deflected out. Throw into the middle for Davis. Headed out nearly for a corner. Can they save it? Yes. Well done by the Independence back line to keep that from going out for a corner. Wonderful flick by Duval there, looking for Davis. Just didn't have enough, but now it comes to Gamero. Effort goes wide. João Gamero with the opening goal in this game, puts him on 9 for the year, tied for the league in all of USL League 2. 2 others have 9 goals as well. Ethan Stevenson of Brazos Valley Cavalry and Matthew Volvinkel of Long Island Rough Riders. Both them on 9 goals as we have a water break here. Gamero there on that last effort was looking to become the first man in all of USL League 2 into double digits. Kyle Bond with you here at Bryant Park, McPherson Stadium at Bryant Park here in Greensboro, North Carolina. NC Fusion U23 leading Charlotte Independence here in USL League 2 action. As I mentioned, Gamero with the opening goal. That was followed up by one from center back Frank Gamiz on a free kick opportunity just after the departure of midfielder Baba Niang, who was injured on a foul, had to come out in the ensuing set piece. Fusion went 2-0 up. Mentioned earlier in the first half, it has been brutally hot over the last 2 weeks or so here in North Carolina, hence the need for the water breaks. Reached 91 here today in central North Carolina, and will reach 96 tomorrow, which I can tell you, I only speak for myself, but I'm not looking forward to that.
Coming off, number 22, Patrick McDonald, and Sidney Timmons, number 16.
A couple of substitutes for NC Fusion. The first intentional substitutes. Niang's withdrawal was required due to injury. Colton Sessoms is into the game. That moves Mason Duval out wide to the right. There's Sessoms.
Yes, go, guys, go. Yes. Matt. Yeah, forward. Colton. Yes. Come on, Colton. Get in the box. Oh, what a ball, you.
So Pat McDonald's day is done. An excellent day it was.
Inside the back post,
Ran this Independence team ragged for 73 minutes or so. Chance in front of net. Onto the field and making a difference. Nearly getting on the end of that was the new man into the game, Tobias Pelio, who replaced Sidney Paris.
Quicker.
So to recap, one more time, Paris and McDonald, the 2 wingers, are withdrawn for Sessoms and Pelio. Sessoms moves up front. That pushes Duval out wide right. Davis has moved to the left winger spot, and Pelio takes over for Davis in midfield. Tackle here in midfield, and that will go to the Fusion. William Thomas, new substitute for the Independents, commits that foul.
Rolling right shoulder, be aware, right shoulder. Yeah, give it. Switch your out. Put that in the back. That's what a game for. Yeah, look. In the back. Put that one in the back, buddy. Why are we hitting the ball?
Run it from deep.
Ball over the top looking for Pelio.
Cleveland, be aware. What's in the middle? In the middle, run up. Combine with him.
Duval in his new right wing position. Camaro tried to loop it over for
Look
Sessoms.
at the numbers.
Not
Look
there.
at the numbers.
Conley.
Look at the play. Look at the numbers.
Conley, an incredibly versatile player. He can play up at right wing or, like he is today, at right back. Offside flag is up.
Get higher. Get ready to drop
Conley,
back, Frank.
veteran UNCG player, has started all 3 years as a Spartan. Beaten there momentarily by Thomas. Thomas, with a deep effort, took a huge deflection, and that stopped the shot.
Matej, just cover. Matej, cover. Luke.
Duval back defensively helped to win that ball back. Looking for Sessoms. And Sessoms is whistled for the foul. Official says he used his hands in an illegal manner there in that aerial duel. Nice cutting ball through the middle, but it's taken away by Vyman. Independence starting to tick over here in midfield. They're really turning the screw, looking for a way back. It is 2-0 currently, deflected away for a corner. It's probably why Fusion head coach Chris Williams has decided to make a couple changes, get some fresh legs in midfield and out wide, because the Independents made the changes first and have reaped the benefits of that.
Luke, be aware.
Fusion dominated midfield all first half and early second half.
Shoulders.
Independents have started to win that area of the pitch. On one of the outside, great job by Orveño to win that. Pelio sends it back, who is now taken over on the left wing. Ball forward for Pelio. He can reach it. One-on-one. Defender Husakiewski wanted the offside flag up. Certainly not. Right-footed shot. That's not going to bother goalkeeper Yamashita. One bounce into his breadbasket. Excellent work by Pelio down the left to even get to that ball and then get around his defender. Just could not get power on the shot. Thomas, switch of play. Davis sends it out for a throw. Ten and a half minutes to go, plus any added time, which there will be at least some. Remember the long stoppage to the injury to Niang, plus, of course, the water break.
Marco! Go on, Colton! Go on! You got skinny, you got skinny!
Excellent moves by Husakiewski, and he wins the foul.
All right. Come on. Go back.
Conley to take the throw. Camaro's there as an option. He doesn't want it. Now he does. Good turn by Gamero. Fusion just trying to keep possession. Under 10 minutes to go. Wouldn't say they're in time-wasting mode, but no reason to rush through the middle if it's not there. Pelio. Birch now back for Gamiz. Steps around an opponent. Conley back to Vyman. They'll send it all the way back to the goalkeeper. As I said, if it's not there, no reason to take it. Goalkeeper Sabe took a little long with that one, resulted in a turnover. one back by the Fusion. Independents have it back in the attacking half. Marauding forward. Sellers. Sellers, the right-footed curler. No trouble at all for Basabe.
Cleveland, 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 Cleveland.
First time Basabe's put his boot through it all game. He's had hardly a touch on the ball, and Duval could not control it. That was an excellent delivery by Basabe. Found the foot of Mason Duval 2/3 of the way down the pitch on the fly.
For number 9, Felipe Mendoza.
Felipe Mendonca, who has barely had a sniff of the ball all game, is replaced.
Yes, go inside, Mason, go ball. Keep moving. React, Colton, react.
Independence looking for some jolt of energy up front.
Colton, here you go. Weak side.
Marco Wright is the one to take his spot up front. Wright gives chase here as Vyman filters it out to the right. Conley. See the fresh legs of Wright off the bench, looking for that high press with just 7 minutes in regulation. Urbanio takes space. Davis loses out. Looped forward. Heavy pace from Wright, and he gives a little tug to Vyman. That time, the Rhino wins out over the Gazelle.
Good decision. Secure. Willie. Yes, closer. Man. Got Willie. Go. We got him. Go far. Lay off him. Hey. Yes. Go. Inside, you go. Talk, you two. Good job, Christian. Too easy, Chris. Too easy.
Well, it's been fun to watch here through the last 20 minutes or so as the Independents start to take control of the game possessionally. The Fusion are not bunkered in. This is not a team that is sitting back and absorbing pressure intentionally. They are just well organized and well trained as Jack Birch steps beautifully in to take that ball off of the foot of Cleveland Sellers. They're just defending incredibly well 1v1. Duval on the right. Onto his left. Into the middle now, Gamero. He has space. Sends it left. Cut back, nobody there. Davis had it. Gamero upset because he didn't follow the play. If Gamero had taken the space after feeding the ball to Davis, he would have had the opportunity. Here's a chance for the Independents. 3-on-2. Look out. Stop ball. There is the goalkeeper, Basabe. Nobody stopped the ball carrier. Substitute Logan Gilly took it pretty much coast to coast there. Didn't get any power on the shot. It was well placed. Forced Basabe to dive down to his left, even though it was a slow roller. If that had any more pace on it, it would have been trouble. Gilly just could not get the power he needed on the shot to get it past Basabe. It's probably the best opportunity that Independence has had in this game, which is saying something. Cut out by Birch that time. Sessoms. Now into the middle. Filtered out right by Duval. Gamero has shreked out to the right side.
Angle movement behind
Helio.
Jamie.
Nice little flick. Gamero fed through Pelio, who didn't continue the run, and it moves through to the goalkeeper in Yamashita. 3.5 minutes to go in regulation. Thomas whistled for the foul. A couple more substitutions. Paul Meyer will come into the game. Excuse me, that's Tate Lawrence. And João Gamero comes out. Carlos Lobo into the game. So Lobo and Lawrence. Duval is replaced on the right side, and Gamero is replaced in the middle.
Open up, Ethan! Shoulders!
Well won by Frank Gamiz, who has objectively been the best defender on the field tonight. Great switch here, Lawrence onto the ball. Wonderful first touch by Lawrence to settle that. Looked for his substitute mate, Lobo. Not there. (2-0), 2 minutes remaining. Lawrence tried to take it himself. Stepped away. Lobo wins it back. Out wide right. Lawrence on the end line wins the corner.
Done, mate. JB. Zamar. Z. Marco.
Lawrence combining well with Sessoms there. We'll see who's taking the corner. No rush here for the Fusion. Up 2-0 with just over a minute remaining in regulation. They're going to take it short and just stay right there in the corner. It's Davis to take. Nope, he's actually going to send it deep. Helio withdraws. Left-footed in-swinger. Nearly found the head of Jack Birch. Instead, it's headed away at the last possible moment. Matt Skinner there to clear the ball. Independents break quickly. They know there's not a lot of time left. Safety first by Vyman, who gets to the ball before Wright. Quick throw into the last 35 seconds. Actually, last 20 seconds, excuse me. Math is hard.
Got Luke coming to help you.
Sellers. Looks like the Fusion, barring a catastrophic collapse, are going to come through with this one. Handball there. Yep. Assistant on the near side saw that, and it'll be a yellow card to Skinner for stopping a counterattack. That was all the assistant. Official in the middle didn't see it, but the assistant referee made that call. I can't tell if that was given to Skinner or Husakiewski. I thought it was to Skinner, and then Husakiewski was the one to argue it. Into stoppage time now.
Angle run towards the goal.
Left foot of Davis. Curler in front. What a save! Yamashita comes over. An acrobatic stop by the Independence goalkeeper, as that one nearly put a cherry on top of this game for the Fusion. It's just a corner. There were two white shirts waiting on the end of that. Lawrence was one of them. But Yamashita made sure that he got the final touch. Davis to send this in from the far side now. outswinger with the left foot this time. Another excellent delivery. What an acrobatic effort. Somehow, Colton Sessoms got his right foot on that, even though it was about chest high. The leap and turn. Could not get it on frame, but sure came close. Can't be much time left now. Lobo. Ball goes out. Lawrence wins it back. Little Meg, how do you do?
Smart.
Fusion have just played so well 1v1. And now here's an opportunity. Yamashita is out over the bar. Lawrence with the goalkeeper closing, couldn't get it on target. That's a difficult chance. He's moving away from the net to his left, and Yamashita had that closed down pretty well. The window was small, and it would have taken a really well-worked finish to put that in the back of the net. Sellers, one last attack for the Independents. Usakiewski. Lobo snatches it back. And that has to be just about enough. Maybe not just yet. Skinner into the middle. Not happening.
Come on, Marco! Hold the line!
Fusion will see this one out to win number 8 on the year. Playing keep away now. And that is all that is required. The referee has his whistle to his mouth. He thought about it for a second.
Hey, stay up! Go on! Go, don't let him out. Go, Tate, go! Keep him that way!
Another look at the watch.
There you go.
Yamashita sends it deep.
Come on, Matthias. Excellent.
Birch.
Good boy.
Davis. Independents win it back. It's Sellers. And there is the final whistle. A comprehensive 2-0 victory. Dangerous up front, composed at the back, and NC Fusion U23 move to 8-0-1 on the year, still unbeaten across the season's 9 games. Goals by João Gamero and Frank Gamiz are enough to win all 3 points. The first of 2 games here in succession between these two teams, as the Independents falls for the 4th time this year, moves to 4-4-1. It was an uphill battle all day for the Independents. Could not win the midfield battle in the first half, which Fusion dominated. And then in the second half, it's hard to say the Fusion backed off. The Independents did well to win that midfield battle for much of the final third of the game, but could not get by a well-organized and well-drilled Fusion defense. Gamiz scoring the second goal, but also performing very, very well at the back. And overall, NC Fusion with a wire-to-wire victory of the 2-0 variety. I'm Kyle Bond. Thank you so much for joining us here in Greensboro, North Carolina. For everyone here with the Fusion U23 side, thank you so much for joining us here on this broadcast of USL League 2 action.